If you are only chasing views, you are going to get burnt out fast. And I can tell you this from personal experience, okay? This is a real big problem, and we are going to unpack all of this in this quick video. So, views are addictive. There's no two ways about that, but they are also super unpredictable, especially early on when you're starting out your YouTube journey. So, what should our actual goals be if it isn't focusing on views? So, what we actually need to focus on is, first of all, learning how to actually make compelling content. So, what that means is we need ideas that actually mean something to our audience. Okay. We don't want to just make mediocre content. We don't want mediocre ideas. We want to understand, first of all, who our audience is and what are their pain points, what are their struggles, and a quick way to understand this, because a lot of the time when we aspire to create a YouTube channel, we are essentially sharing a part of ourselves with the world, and we're looking to attract like minds. So we're looking to attract people like us. And the interesting thing here is that there's always someone out there who's like you, but they're a couple of steps behind. Let's say where you are right now, let's say where they are right now is where you were 6 months ago. So an easy way to actually just make a list of, like compelling ideas for your content is to ask yourself, what advice, or like if I could go back 6 months ago and have a wee conversation with myself, what would have helped me at that point? What did I need to hear at that point? And that right there is valuable information. It's a compelling idea. There will be compelling nuggets in there of wisdom that you can essentially write down that idea and you can go and make a video about it right now. Okay, you can add that to your bank of video ideas. So we need to focus on making compelling content. That's step number one. And step number two, we need to focus, instead of views, we need to focus on improving our titles, our retention, and our delivery. So this is super important. This is essentially the kind of journey that our audience is going to go on. So we need a compelling title, a strong title that gets our audience to click, because they can't become our audience or become our viewer unless we get them to click. So we need strong titles. We need to work on that. And then we also need to work on retention, which really comes with our delivery. So by delivery, I mean being on camera. Okay, whatever it is you're doing, even if you're doing like a faceless channel and you're doing voiceovers, or if you're doing a talking head channel like I'm doing right now and you're talking directly to the camera, the same thing applies. We need to focus on improving our delivery. You're going to suck at first, okay? I sucked at first, I still do, but I'm getting better, and that takes practice. But we have to focus on improving that day by day, video by video, and look for those incremental improvements. And the third thing that we really need to focus on is building a consistent habit or a consistent workflow, and ideally both. So what that means is we want to show up when we say we're going to show up on time, and have a consistent, repeatable workflow that takes a lot of the guesswork out for us. It makes it super easy for us to just hit the ground running and get in and make content and get it posted. We don't want to be stuck in paralysis analysis. We don't want to be stuck in our head too much, okay? There is value to thinking. There's value to taking time out and having a think, having a write, sorting stuff out in your head. But it's all worthless if you don't actually take action. All that time is wasted if you don't take action and do something about it. So that all comes with building a consistent habit and workflow. So your early videos are essentially for practice and positioning, okay? They're not about popularity. So what we want to do is we want to practice and improve our skill sets, because there's a whole load of skills that you need, not only just to create like a normal video, but to create, say, a YouTube video, okay, it's its own beast in a sense. So there's all these different skills that we have to acquire, and we all start out as beginners. You know, that's just the fact. If you think about it like when you were a baby, okay, and all you could do was crawl. You didn't know how to walk yet, but eventually one day you forced yourself to, and you had the ability to actually take your first steps, and you fell down. Okay, you fell down a lot. You fell down, which would be like a failure in a sense, but you got back up again and you kept doing it and you kept doing it. You showed up, you were consistent about it, and eventually you're able to walk like it's nothing. Okay, we walk about every day now like it's nothing. We forget, but if we could go back to our little baby self who was crawling about, you know, they would be like, that is amazing that you are up and about and walking, because I can't even do that yet. I'm still crawling about. So it's the exact same thing when we're making content and we're learning all these different skills. You're going to start crawling, and you're going to make a lot of failures and mistakes on the way, but that is how you learn. You don't learn by doing nothing, okay? If you just keep crawling and you don't push yourself to actually get walking, then you're never going to learn how to do it. So we want to just focus on bit by bit improving our skill set. And ultimately, by practicing and improving, what we're doing here is we're building the foundations, okay? We're building this foundational block, okay? We need to start with the foundations. We can't skip that step. We have to start with building those foundations. So what we're essentially doing here is we're building these foundations, and it's almost like we have to build these foundations before we can put our YouTube channel on top of it, before it has a chance to actually stand up on its own two legs, okay? So we need to focus on building those foundations. And we also want to position our content correctly as well. And what do I mean by that? So when you start out, YouTube doesn't understand who your audience is. They know nothing about you. All they know is your channel name, which doesn't really give them much of an indication as to what your content's about. They need real data to work with. So they have no idea who your content is for. They don't even trust you yet, okay? Because there's a big problem on YouTube, especially nowadays, where people are using it for, you know, bad things. So they don't trust you out of the gate, and it makes sense. They're a business and they've got to protect their business, so it makes sense. We have to respect the playground that we're about to enter. So they don't trust us at the start, and there's no clear direction, okay? YouTube doesn't have a clear direction as to, like, even with your first bunch of uploads, even if you do a great job with the titles and the SEO and all that sort of stuff, they might know roughly who to show this to, but they don't necessarily trust you yet, okay? It's going to take time. So what we need to do is we need to focus on actually training the algorithm, training YouTube to actually, one, understand who our content is for, and two, actually trust us as well. So I have personally made the mistake of focusing on views when I started out. That was my sole focus, and it really made things a lot worse than it had to be. It slowed down my progress immensely, and the reason is I was completely obsessed with YouTube analytics, completely obsessed. So I would upload one video, and then I would hop on to YouTube analytics, and for the next 24 hours or the next few days, I would watch YouTube analytics like a hawk, just waiting to see those views increase, waiting to get that dopamine hit, waiting to be rewarded for all of the hard work that I'd put in. But that was the completely wrong thing to do, because what is gonna increase the views on your channel? Me watching or you watching YouTube analytics isn't going to do anything. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. You're just wasting time. The thing that's actually going to increase your views on your channel is simply uploading more videos. That's all you need to do. forget about going and obsessing over the YouTube analytics like I did. Just make more content. So that time was completely wasted, and I could have been spending that time creating more, and I do regret it to this day. So please don't make that mistake. Let's make sure that you don't follow in my footsteps, okay? You can skip that step right now, because I have told you guys that it's not worth it. It's not worth it to obsess over views and YouTube analytics, especially when you're just starting out. We need to focus on practicing. We need to focus on being consistent, and we need to focus on actually training the algorithm to understand who our content is for and to understand that we're actually trustworthy. So let's also focus on providing value, okay? That's one of the best tips that I could give you, is just focus on providing value, even if no one is watching, because most likely at the start, nobody is watching your videos, and that's totally normal. Okay, so if you're posting content just now and you've started your YouTube journey, you're not getting any views, that's cool. It's normal. Don't worry about it. Just put in the consistency, build up your skill set, and the views will come. So, sort of close up this video before I leave you guys. Views will come as a byproduct of mastery and clarity. That's all you need to focus on. So don't flip those two around. So if you're still confused about how to actually start your YouTube channel, well, I am currently running a 30-day challenge where I'm essentially challenging myself to upload long form videos every single day. So I'm doing one upload each day for the next 30 days. And the only reason that I'm able to do this is because I've created a step-by-step guide that I am following to the T. So I've made a whole video where I share the step-by-step guide with you guys, which you can go and copy right now. So just go watch this video and copy my step-by-step guide so you can start your YouTube journey today. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.